Good afternoon. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show, where truth matters. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, beginning at 2 p.m. on the Eastern Time Zone. As we get right home with you in the afternoon, you can find us syndicated on Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Don't forget the podcast on thenewscasters.com. That's a really good way to find us there as well. You can also find us on all the social media sites, including Facebook, facebook.com/D Fiesel, as you see right there with my name. You can also continue sending emails. I really do love it. Donna@donnasedge.com. That's Donna@donnasedge.com. So you guys really do like the food, where we're doing food preservation, planting, all those different things throughout the season. And I've got a passion for it. I really love it. And it's something you've really got to like doing. Now, you can also learn to like it. One way you can learn to like it is because of the food cost. Food is really expensive right now. But I wanted to talk to you about dehydrating foods. And I've got some videos I want to show you of me working in the kitchen so you can see how the process works. But I wanted to mention to you some of the benefits and uses of dehydrating foods. Food drying is often used to extend the shelf life of ingredients and help them last longer. So let me tell you something I did. So I had some berries that were left over, and I just wanted to try this just to see how it works. And so I had this, it's like a half-gallon jar, and I went on ahead and dehydrated some of the raspberries and some of the blueberries and a few of the blackberries. And I put those and dehydrated those and put them in a jar and saved them for 1 year just to check it out. I made jam out of this. It's the most wonderful jam. And there's some tricks to doing this, okay? So because dehydrated foods have to hydrate. And what that means is you're going to have to fill it full of water and let it set for a while. But when it's a berry, even longer, because you've got to think it's got to plump. And it has to, especially if you're going to make jam out of it. So what I did, I went on ahead and put some of the dehydrated berries in one of my big stock pots, and then I filled it up with water. And be careful with doing that. You need to have the water about an inch above the berries, but you need to keep a good check on them. The reason you need to do that is because they're going to plump. Then you'll need to add a little bit more water. Now, when I make my jam, I like to keep the berries inside the jam. You can strain it if you would like to, but we just like the taste of the berries, especially if you have berries that don't have a lot of hard seeds in them. So now the hard seeds, like some strands of blackberries, can have big, big seeds in them, so you don't really want to be eating those, and it gets inside your teeth, and it's just kind of a mess. But the quick way to do that is, again, if you've got the seeds are not huge. So I went on ahead and hydrated those. I cooked them on the stove for just about 5 minutes. Then I added Sure Gel and sugar. I'm just telling you, the best jam there is. I didn't know if that would work or not, but it did work. So I just wanted to let you know about that. And let's talk a little bit more about the benefits. I want you to see a couple of videos. Now, this you got to reduce, again, the moisture of the food. And this process can prevent the growth of harmful contaminants, including types of bacteria and fungi that may make you sick. Now, the reason I like dehydration with my foods is cabinet space. Okay, so think about it this way. Okay, the berries that were in the half-gallon jar, once they're hydrated, that's going to bake over a gallon of berries. So that took up a lot of space, less space. If I put them in the freezer, I've always got this big fear that I'm going to accidentally unplug the freezer, and there goes my berries. You know what I mean? You'd have to do something really quick with them anyway. But it takes up a lot less space in your cupboard. So that's another reason I like to do that. Let's talk about a little bit more about convenience. This is your seasonal. By the way, what I found is when the fruits and the vegetables start coming in, it's like you're sitting there waiting, you're doing this, tapping your fingers on waiting on the berries to come in. When they come in, it's like an explosion. So again, dehydrating those berries and doing something with them, or with your tomatoes, you can even dehydrate them and make a really, really good tomato sauce out of it. And those turn out really good too. It's good to get those dehydrated tomatoes and throw them in your soup in the wintertime when it's super cold outside. So it's kind of like you get your tomato in there as well. Let's look at a video. I'm going to show you part 1. And this is of me as I'm starting a process of dehydration. What happened was I found some pizza sauce on sale. And I thought, why not? Because it was a huge can. It was like a family size, restaurant size can. And I knew that when I opened it, we would never use that much at a time. So I'm thinking, why not dehydrate it and make a powder out of it? And it worked. So this is the process. So everybody who knows me knows I'm into food preservation. And I like saving you money and, of course, me money as well. So what I'm going to do, I've just finished right here. I dehydrated some onions. And so what I decided to do was powder them using a coffee grinder. And it worked out great. So this is just, it's a great way to preserve foods and take up a lot less space in the kitchen cabinets. So this is a little bit more that I had left over, and I went on ahead and put it in this little jar right here. So, and it will take just a tiny bit to use this in your stews or whatever you're cooking. So this is what I'm going to do next. You know how sometimes you'll go to the grocery store and you'll see big cans of stuff like this, and it's marked down pretty low. I mean, I found this big is pizza sauce, and it was marked down to $5, $4.99. So what I'm going to do is preserve this. I'm going to dehydrate it, and I'm going to put it right on top of this because this is just going to add more flavor with what little bitty bits and pieces of onion that you see here. So these are what I like to use in my dehydrator. They're made out of silicone, and they're absolutely amazing. So what I'll do is make a layer of this, and see that you need to get the kind that have the little lip to them like this, because you can get 2 different kinds. The lip like that, or you get them where they're just flat and they don't have that. But if you're going to make a jerky, or you're going to do like I'm going to do with this pizza sauce, I'm going to put it up to just right at the top of the level. It's not going to run down, and you won't make a mess inside of your dehydrator. And to give you another example, here we go. So I've actually got, I've ordered some more because I do a lot of this. So this is just a regular, the little shelf that you would use in your dehydrator. I've got the Nesco. And so all I'm going to do is just put this down. I will add pizza sauce to it and then put it into the food dehydrator. Now it's going to take several hours. Now one thing I like to do, because this one is the 6th shelf dehydrator, my Nesco. So what I'll do is move them around. Okay, so this is what you want to do. Let's go ahead and put some of this pizza sauce down, because we use a lot of pizza sauce. I use pizza sauce also in spaghetti. You could do it in anything, any kind of a pasta dish. And this is all I'm doing. I'm making a layer. Now remember, the thicker the layer is, the longer it's going to take to dehydrate. And so I'll go ahead and walk you through this part. It's a little short video because I'm going to send you through like a little timeline, a little time process on how you make this work. It smells amazing, by the way. But anytime you find anything like that on sale, you can dehydrate it, put it into your little coffee grinder, and you'll make a powder out of it. And by the way, it's very, very condensed. So like, let's just say for instance, this onion powder. I'll use probably, let's say the recipe calls for 1 cup of onions, I'm probably going to use 2 tablespoons of this. And that's how condensed it is. Okay, so as you see, what I'm doing here, I'm going around, and I'm going to use my little offset spatula that I use on cakes, cake icing and that kind of thing. But anyway, right now, I'm just putting it in here. Okay, I'm just putting it into this label. And I want to make sure it's as uniform as possible. Now I'll go ahead and continue all of these, and I'll put it into the food dehydrator. I'll let you watch me rotate these. I'll do it sometime tomorrow. But thanks for watching. This is how you save money, and this is how you preserve foods. And by the way, when you powder this stuff, it lasts years. So again, find stuff on sale, go ahead and get it. And sometimes grocery stores will mark things down like fruits and vegetables. Do it. You can do all kinds of things with it. That's what it's all about. It's that easy. Now, another thing I do with the trays, I don't think I put that in the video. As I'm filling these trays, it kind of makes like a jerky out of it too. So if you like tomato paste and you like sucking on it, like, and it's really good, like you go on camping trips, whatever, and then you've got that, again, going on camping trips. There's a lot less stuff you have to carry. But now remember, it takes a while to dehydrate it because you got to put enough water in it. So another thing I like to do, so let's just pretend this is the tray right here. I'll get it on the countertop and I'll just kind of put it down on the counter like this. And what that's going to do is give you a nice level layer. Let's go ahead and look at number 2, part 2, and we'll be right back in just a minute. Hey everybody, just wanted to show you what this looks like. It's turning into a leather, and this is the second day. Okay, so I've had everything individual. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So I had 6 shelves going on, and remember we poured the pizza sauce, the canned pizza sauce in here. Now it needs to be a little more crunchy, okay, because see, it bends too much. I want all the moisture out of here. So this is the second phase. We're going to go ahead and I'm combining, and I'm actually putting 2. Now I did turn it over because it was like this. Okay, so see how it just bends too much? We want that when I do this, it starts cracking open. Okay, because I want absolute zero moisture in here. Okay, so let's go ahead and put the trays back on again. And by the way, if you have a dehydrator, I do encourage you to go ahead and buy these. The silicone mats, and they will be a lifesaver. It will save you so much time. All I've got to do is just put water on top of this, and this just goes off. Okay, let's go ahead and make sure everything's on there. See, there's a little piece right there. It made a little bit of a crunch, but I just, again, need all the moisture out of it. Because when I put this up, and we make a powder out of it, all I'm going to have to do is just add water. Now, I do like my Nesco dehydrator. I've had it for many years, and this thing it's a workhorse. It's a good one. But thank you for watching. I'll come back a little bit later. I'm going to let this stay in probably a couple more hours, and then we'll see what happens with the powder. Now, you saw what I did. Okay, so you're constantly turning over after a few hours. And again, it's so extremely important that it doesn't bend. You've got to let it crisp off. And then also another thing about putting it in, say, your coffee grinder, make sure you cut that up or break it off into small pieces too, as well. And also your coffee grinder, let's just pretend this is the coffee grinder. So we put everything into the coffee grinder. You want to shake it and kind of put it upside down like this. And that just keeps the hardened material from getting inside the little blades there and sticking. So again, up and down, up and down. You're not harming it at all. Okay, let's cut into a commercial break. I told you to be fast. We will be right back in just a few minutes. Twin City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of the Cobb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lemonsmix.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lemone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lemone's Mexican Restaurant. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer.
Yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
Donna's Designs offers a line of handmade memorial, wedding, and keepsake jewelry that launched back in 1970. I'm a self-trained jewelry designer, and I will work closely with you to create unique designs you can love and treasure for years to come. Whether that be flowers that were used in a funeral arrangement or stones you found on the beach at a memorable trip, call me at 256-659-4319, and let's think of the possibilities.
Because of your overwhelming support, our 1488 MyPillow has been one of the biggest sales in MyPillow history. I couldn't think of a better way to say thank you than to extend our wholesale pricing through Christmas. Get a classic standard MyPillow for only $14.88. Upgrade to a queen size, just $18.88. King size, only $1 more. Get my body pillows for only $29.88. And ready? Multi-use MyPillows, only $9.88. It's perfect time to stock up for Christmas gifts for everyone on your list. Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to take advantage of our wholesale pricing, including my classic standard MyPillows, only $14.88. But that's not all. I'm so confident you're going to love our classic MyPillows that I'm going to extend my 60-day money-back guarantee until March 1st, 2025. Plus, orders over $75 ship absolutely free.
We are back. Thank you so much for watching. We're talking about dehydrating foods and how important that is to do that. You know, if something were to happen, let's just say, I don't know, something happened to the grid, then the only thing you're going to have is water. Now, I do keep a supply of water on hand too, just in case something were to happen. It's better to be prepared than not to be prepared. Now, another thing you don't want to do is dehydrate more than you're ever going to use. Because I'm just telling you, it's been months since I dehydrated the pizza sauce, and I've still got a lot of it. But you know what? I'll use it. And again, dehydrating it is going to last for years. I like to get mine and share it. You know, like when the kids come over, I'll give them some to take back home, and they like cooking with it as well. So let's just say, and you can use pizza sauce for everything, not just pizza. So let's just say that maybe you want to make soup and you ran out of maybe tomatoes or something like that you want to put inside your vegetable soup. All you got to do is just sprinkle just a little bit of that, just whatever you want. Sometimes I'll do a good couple of I'm saying heaping tablespoons of the sauce to put into my beef stew because it just adds a really, really good flavor to it. I put just about a half a teaspoon of the onion because, again, it's highly, highly concentrated. Let's go on ahead and look at another video. I think I'm going to show you this one right here. So I just wanted to bring you just a offset outside the kitchen. And this is in a little room. I keep it for some of my supplies and canning things, and just wanted to let you see my assortment of dried products. And I've got all kinds of stuff. Like here's my dried ginger root, and this is lavender that has been dried. And then I've got more lavender. I've got it all over the place. I love lavender. Now this is something that I made, and it's almost like a rub that I made for marinating my meats when I'm cooking like roast and stuff like that. And it's got a mixture of tomatoes and peppers and onion, just basically whatever I can get my hands on. And so I dried all those things, then I put those in a grinder, like a coffee grinder, and so it makes a really good meat rub. I even put some cinnamon in that, and it just gives the meats a really good taste. Dill pickles, I had a lot of them left over, so I went on ahead and dried those. And that's real good to put in salads and, all kinds of beef stews and stuff like that. Can't live without the garlic powder and the onion powder, so those are some that I've dried as well. And peppermint, I use that for everything. I like to use it in a lot of the meat marinades, and it's really good to sprinkle it on your salads. Really good that way. Bell pepper, I use that for everything. And mainly in soups, and it kind of works also as a soup thickener. So that way you don't have to use flour or anything like that. Now something that's really important is that you put the date on those things because you really want to use them up within a year if you can. You don't have to, it's just the freshness is just a whole lot better. Sage, one of my favorite things, that's upside down. Sage is one of my absolute favorite things to have. More onion powder. There's some of the lard. I like to use the lard. Ladies, you can use it on your face. Lard is really, really good just to put on your face after you've cleansed it before you put on your regular moisturizer, whatever you have. Now this is ground hot pepper, extremely hot pepper. I make salves out of that. It's kind of like icy hot, so you can use lard or whatever you'd like to use, but I like to use beeswax and a little bit of olive oil in mine. And it just makes it, Phil has back issues sometimes, and so when he does, I'll go ahead and rub that on his back. Can't live without dill weed. Lemon verbena, I love that plant. There's some more ginger root, and I've shared with you guys the ginger root that I use that because I have asthma. And so it has been the best thing, better than anything that you could use, as far as, medicine, over-the-counter stuff. And then this right here is some tangerine and lime that you see right there. I like to use that also in meats and salads. It's good just sprinkle it on there to give it an extra flavor or just whatever. Catnip, I've got that in the essential oil. Now I'm making some, so I'm going to have to, you have to shake this stuff up every once in a while. And I'll be draining that out, and I'll be using that for medicinal purposes as well. I've got dried pickles, those as well. Dried mushrooms right up there as well. Be careful about foraging mushrooms. Make sure it's something you can eat because there are some poisonous ones. So be super careful. Now this is my go-to tea. I like this one. It has thyme and with some of the blooms in it as well. And so I'll get that, and if I'm feeling a little bit poor, or so I feel like I'm about to get a flu or something come on, and sometimes just for the sake of it, I love this tea. And again, it's got some of the blooms in it, and that makes it even better. Some more, I make sure I've got plenty of the bell peppers ground up because I use that in everything. And again, a lot of the stuff you can use as a thickener, so that way you're not having to use flour. I think I probably got, see what I mean by labeling everything, because it all starts looking almost the same. Some of these do. So that's some of my holy basil. This is a good medicinal holy basil, and then this is thyme herbs as well. And again, up here more things that that I've dried. But make sure you keep the lids on these really tight. And And then you're going to have something that you can be cooking with. And this, if I bought all of this stuff, I'm just telling you, here's a little small fortune. This is hundreds of dollars worth of stuff. But I like it in the dried form. And again, that way. Oh, by the way, sage, if you like dressing, like chicken and dressing, your own sage that you dry is better than anything that you could ever buy in the store. I mean, it's absolutely the best. Okay, just wanted to show you what my little cabinet of dried herbs and vegetables and things like that look like. Got more on the way. I've used some of them up, so I'm looking forward to another season. And I'm just telling you too, when you dehydrate foods, make sure you save little jars, like little yeast jars. And those are made out of amber, kind of an amber color. And anything, if you don't keep your stuff, like I turn lights off and, I keep everything, away from direct light because that can kind of weaken the potency of your herbs. But use little amber jars. Those are basically, if you got friends who are just, tell them don't throw the jars away. I don't want them going to landfill. I want your jars, and keep the lids on them too, because that also helps. Let's go ahead and look at the last video, and we'll be right back. And this one is a very short one as well. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and I hope you can see this. So you want to cut this in, just break it off into small pieces, put it in your coffee grinder, and again, it turns into this lovely powder that you can see right here. So what I'm going to do, let's go ahead and get some of this powder, and I'm going to put it in a cup. Let's do the cup just a little bit, because I'm telling you, a little bit of this goes a long way. So let's just do, say, 1 teaspoon. And I'll go ahead and pour some water. And by the way, you want to make sure that everything in this jar, it stays dry. Don't let it get moistened at all. Okay, now look at this already. This is already turning into a sauce. Okay, I need to add a little bit more water. And I kind of eyeball it. And you want to it's better to put just a small amount of water in it. And because if you put too much water, you're going to have to wind up using more of the powder. And again, this is it's concentrated, so this is going to make an awesome, awesome pizza sauce. Take a look at that. Okay, I still think it needs to be a little bit more watered down, so let's put a little bit more. Okay. Okay, so you can see that a teaspoon made this much. All I've got to do is heat this up. No, you don't have to heat it up. Go ahead and make your pizza dough. And put this on top of it, and put your cheeses, and put whatever you want, sausage, pepperoni, hamburger meat, whatever strikes your fancy. Ham is always good. And you've got a pizza sauce. Now, you can also use this in spaghetti, so if you want a spaghetti sauce. And just whatever you want to use it for. But look at that, from powder. All from grinding this, all from putting this in a food dehydrator, just like that. Again, it took several hours because I wanted it to be crispy. Then you go ahead and toss it and throw it into the coffee grinder. Or you can use a blender, whatever works for you. Turns into a powder, which also turns into a spaghetti sauce or a pizza sauce. But anyway, this is some good stuff. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to tell you, that's some good stuff. Now, another extremely important thing to do with your dehydrated foods, make sure you don't accidentally, because when I'm using my ingredients, I put the lid right back on it. Never double dip on a spoon. Never do that. Don't dip it into whatever with water on it and put it back into the dehydrator, because what can happen is if your powders get dry or they start getting wet, and I'm talking 1 drop of water can mess the whole thing up and cause it to mold. So as soon as you take whatever amount of powder you'd like out, move the spoon, do not risk getting any water or anything on it. Going ahead and put that lid on right away and put it on as tight as possible. As tight as you can. I hope you enjoyed the show. My name is Donna, and I am your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show, where truth matters. Send emails. I love them. Donna@donnasedge.com. Donna@donnasedge.com. Let me know how you dehydrate your foods and what you do and what you use those for as well. Or if you have any questions on the process, go ahead again, send emails, Donna@donnasedge.com. Thank you again so much for watching.